The countdown is on to one of our favorite times of the year, the cherry blossom season. And our weather team just announced their peak bloom estimate sometime between March 30th and April 1st. But the National Park Service, they're making the official announcement later today. And Jess Arnold has the fun assignment this morning live from the Tidal Basin with much more on this. Okay, Jess, I think I know the answer, but do you see any signs out there on the trees?
No, I do not. It's still pretty bare out here. It's a little too early to see that, but we have the beautiful memorial behind us. So we are getting excited for the announcement today. Of course, the National Cherry Blossom Festival is going to be announcing their 4 weeks of events. We'll have the official announcement of the predicted peak bloom. So to talk more about all things cherry blossom, I want to bring in Mike Litters, National Park Service spokesperson. Thanks for waking up with us.
Anytime.
As always, we'll be seeing a lot of you the next few weeks.
We're in demand for the next several weeks, maybe even a little longer than normal this time.
Exactly, and I know you're not ruining the announcement about peak bloom, but what are some things you can tell us to look forward to this cherry blossom season?
But, you know, we're excited for cherry blossom season, as always. Little sort of sneak preview. We had a much colder winter this year than we had last year, so probably not going to come as any great surprise that we're probably looking at a little later peak bloom this year than we did last year. One of the warmest winters on record last year, one of the earliest peak blooms on record last year. Cooler temperatures going to delay those blossoms a little bit. We'll narrow them down to the specific 4-day range when we expect it to happen a little bit later in the morning.
Yeah, I'm sure people appreciate the warmer temps when they come out to view the gorgeous blossoms, but of course there is some construction going on. So where do we stand with the whole project to revitalize the basin here?
You know, we announced last year and began over the summer the $113 million reconstruction of the seawall on the south end of the tidal basin. They are on schedule. They're ahead of schedule, actually. You can actually see the seawall actually starting to take shape now. Got about 200 feet of it finished at this point. So obviously that's going to interrupt a little bit of your viewing pleasure, but all the walkways are open, all the roads are open. It's just that small portion of the tidal basin where the construction is going on where you'll find some fencing and some obstructions. We had to take down about 148 cherry trees around the tidal basin, but there's still more than 2,500 cherry trees that'll be in bloom for peak bloom. So no concerns at all that there's nothing to see this year.
Yeah, a lot to see. We always get excited about this time. It feels like it's turning a corner. We can have something happy to talk about this morning, which is lovely. Excited when these trees are actually in bloom. Thank you for joining us early to give us an update on all of that. We'll actually be speaking with the president of the National Cherry Blossom Festival coming up in about an hour to talk more about those events that you can look forward to. But for now, I will send it back to you in studio.
All right, Jess and Annie, you know this is one of my favorite times of the year because we get to talk about peduncle elongation.
Ah, yes, one of the 6
and
stages.
Look at Jess's face. Yes, that's one of the 6 stages. That's right before the white puff comes out. So yes. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Jess. That is a real thing, by the way.
Jess, a reminder that, and maybe you can ask Mike, but there are some rules when you visit, right? Like you don't want to touch the trees.
Yes. Let me ask him real quick for you then. Can you go over again the rules when people come out to visit the trees? Of course, no touching.
Sure. We ask all of our visitors, going to be 1.5 million people down here over that 4 weeks. Ask everybody to help us to become a cherry blossom protector. Don't pick the blossoms, certainly don't break the branches off, don't climb the trees, and as you can, stay on the walkways, protect those fragile tree roots from all those footprints and feet that are going to be out here.
Perfect. Thank you so much. They threw that to you, so I wanted to make sure we got your answer. So there you go, guys. Those are the rules.
Great reminder. Thanks, Jess.